Alright, first things first, if your engine's running hotter than a furnace in July, that's a surefire sign something's wrong, and a bad water pump could be the culprit. See, the water pump's job is to circulate coolant through the engine, keeping everything at the right temperature. But when that pump starts going south, the coolant can't flow properly, and things start heating up real quick. Now, I'm not talking about a little needle twitch on the gauge, I'm talking full-blown redline action. If you see that, pull over immediately and shut off the engine. Continuing to drive with an overheating engine is like playing Russian roulette with your car's health, not a gamble you want to take. Now, sometimes a failing water pump will give you a little warning before it throws in the towel completely. One of those warnings is coolant leaks. You see, that water pump has seals and gaskets, and over time they can wear out or crack. When that happens, coolant can start to escape, leaving telltale puddles under your car or a sweet syrupy smell under the hood. Now, a little bit of seepage might not be a huge deal, but if you're constantly topping off your coolant, you better believe something's wrong. Don't just keep throwing money at coolant, get that leak checked out ASAP. Alright, let's talk about noises. You know your car better than anyone, and you can bet your bottom dollar that any new and unusual sound means trouble's brewing. When it comes to a failing water pump, that trouble often sounds like a high-pitched whining or groaning. This racket is usually caused by worn-out bearings inside the pump, and it's a sure sign that the party's about to end for that little fella. Now listen up, ignoring these noises won't make them go away, it'll just make the repair bill bigger. So, if you hear something that doesn't sound right, don't wait, get it checked out by a mechanic you trust. This one's a biggie, folks. If you see steam billowing out from under your hood, you're in the danger zone. A failing water pump is a common culprit. When the pump fails, the engine temperature skyrockets. This can cause the coolant to boil over. Pull over immediately and call for a tow truck. Now, this next symptom is a bit more insidious because it's not always as obvious as the others. Rust or deposit buildup around the water pump can be a silent killer, slowly but surely weakening the pump and leading to its untimely demise. You see, over time, minerals in the coolant can start to accumulate around the water pump's seals and gaskets. This buildup can cause corrosion and wear, eventually leading to leaks and other problems. To check for this, pop the hood and take a good look at the water pump. If you see any signs of rust, crusty deposits, or white, chalky residue, it's time to start planning for a replacement. Now, your car's temperature gauge is like a mood ring for your engine. It should stay relatively stable, but if it starts acting erratic like a teenager in love, that's a sign something's amiss. A failing water pump can cause the temperature gauge to fluctuate wildly, jumping up and down like a kid on a pogo stick. This is because the pump is struggling to circulate the coolant properly, leading to inconsistent engine temperatures. If you notice your temperature gauge doing the jitterbug, don't ignore it. Get that water pump checked out before it leads to bigger problems. Last but not least, let's talk about the water pump pulley. This little guy is responsible for transferring power from the engine to the water pump, and if it's loose or wobbly, that's a sure sign that your water pump is on its last legs. To check for this, pop the hood and locate the water pump pulley. It's usually a round metal disc with a belt running around it. With the engine off, try to wiggle the pulley back and forth. If there's any play or movement, that's a bad sign and means the bearings inside the pump are shot. Time for a new water pump, my friend.